Welcome. My guest is Anne Tergesen. She is a Wall Street Journal reporter who's written an article recently on annuities. She writes, retirees with pension envy increasingly are turning to annuities to restore some financial security to what are supposed to be their golden years. Anne, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So you write about annuities as a logical vehicle that retirees can use to create an income stream. In fact, some financial institutions are beginning to add them to what they do for people. But right now, you know, interest rates are kind of low, and you come up with some strategies here that seem to be logical ways that people can make something like this work.
Yeah, that's right. With interest rates low, of course, the big problem with purchasing an immediate annuity is that, similar to a bond, you know, you're going to put your money in, but you're essentially going to lock in that interest rate for the duration of your immediate annuity, which, of course, you know, for people really means for their lifespan. So, you know, whereas with a bond, you're able to roll that bond over in the future, hopefully at higher interest rates. With an annuity, you're basically locked in. So, so we wrote about a couple strategies that people who are, you know, set on buying annuities right now can use to avoid locking in all of their annuity money at low interest rates.
And talk about clarifying what an annuity does. This is not something that somebody does in the accumulation phase of their retirement. This is where they have their assets and now they want to try and spend them and they want to protect them. And you talk about a few of the strategies here. One is something that's called in the financial industry as laddering, really, which is buying a series of products and staggering them out over a period of time. Can you explain that?
Exactly, that's right. And a lot of people do this with CDs, and they do it with bonds. But you can also do it with annuities, and it really basically works the same way. It's a very simple strategy. It basically involves subdividing the money that you plan to devote to annuities into, you know, perhaps you're comfortable doing this over the course of 4 years. Some people suggest more. But however long your time horizon is, you subdivide the amount of money you want to spend on annuities, and you just basically put some money to work now, and you put some additional money to work, say, in a year's time, and additional money in 2 years' time. So basically you're purchasing your annuities over time in the hope that you can benefit from changes in interest rates over time. So in other words, you know, today interest rates might be quite low. You know, in a couple of years they might be higher, and that way you can benefit from those higher interest rates. You
talked about something else called, I think, an income rider. Can you talk about that?
There's a particular product offered by New York Life Insurance Company that comes. It's an immediate annuity product, and they offer a rider that you can purchase in the form, you know, in the form of you get a slightly lower payout rate if you take this rider. But the way it works is that on the 5th year anniversary of your purchase, you would receive an increase in the interest. You would receive an increase in the payment that you get, provided that interest rates have increased by 2 percentage points or more over the course of that 5-year period. So again, that's something that's particular to a New York Life product, and you know, I would caution people to shop around before they you know, settle on an immediate annuity, a particular contract. So, you know, that can be one of the things that people would consider, but I wouldn't just go out and purchase an immediate annuity with that in mind. I would look for a variety of different price quotes.
It's important to shop around, talk to a professional, talk to a retirement specialist, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can go to sites on the internet like immediateannuities.com, and you can get a variety of different price quotes. I mean, obviously, it's important to consider the financial strength of the carrier that you're going to buy from, and it's also important to subdivide your purchases to keep them below the coverage limit for your state. Each state has a coverage limit where if the insurance carrier becomes insolvent, they will cover you up to this limit. So it's really important to subdivide your purchases to ensure that you have that protection.
And you're talking about annuities as being part of an overall retirement strategy. One of the big fears that people have now when they're looking at a retirement plan, you know, planners are going, well, people are living a lot longer and you got to have a lot more money, and one of the things that people are afraid of is outliving their money. And there's some options here within what you've written.
Yes, of course. This is a relatively new product. It's been on the market since, I think, the earliest product was a 2004 version. But a number of it's starting to catch on in the insurance industry. I think there were about 2 carriers that had it until quite recently, and now I know of at least 4, with the 5th one coming online this summer. So the way this product works is it's similar to an immediate annuity in that you put money into the product and you'll receive an income for life, but basically there's sort of a deferral period between the time when you pay your money, you put down your lump sum for the annuity. You can choose to defer payments anywhere between, say, 1 and 40 years. The longer you defer, the higher that income is going to be when it finally kicks in, and you can get a really nice multiplier effect by simply deferring your payments for some period of years. And what a lot of companies companies, including PIMCO, actually, PIMCO and MetLife have an alliance, and they're starting to talk about a strategy where, at age, say you retire at age 65, you put a certain percentage of your assets into this type of longevity product, where the payment will be designed to kick in at some point in the future, like, say, age 80, for example. If you're 65, that means for the next 15 years you can spend down your other financial assets, with the knowledge that once you turn 80, this longevity annuity will kick in, and you'll receive income payments from that longevity annuity. So it's a way to deal with the issue, with the uncertainty that people have over how long their life expectancies are going to be, because unless you know that, you really don't know how much you can afford to spend each year.
And as people become, I think, a little bit more cautious and a little bit less susceptible to allowing risk in their portfolios, or as much as they used to, seems like an annuity can be part of a solid plan at some point.
Yeah, I think that a lot of financial service companies are coming around to that view. I mean, there in recent months, a varied list of financial service companies, including Fidelity and Financial Engines and PIMCO, have incorporated some type of annuities into their retirement planning products, into their new retirement planning products. So I think it's a significant development. I also think with the demographics towards an aging, the growth in the number of people who are older, we're seeing immediate annuities catch on more.
Once again, my guest has been Wall Street Journal reporter Anne Tergesen. The title of the article, "Is it time to buy an annuity?" Anne, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm Scott Drake, and you're watching Annuity News Now.